Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Good. Have you seen videos like this before?
Kind of, but not this rude.
Right, yeah. How are you feeling when you watch them? What's your first
Terrible.
reaction? Terrible? Yeah. What about the videos is most terrible for you? What do you find upsetting?
No, it's, the fact is, I think it's very thing that is truth. Yeah.
That we're showing?
Yeah. You're showing that.
Yeah.
So,
You think it's important for people to see this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know why most people don't see these videos? Why they don't know the truth? Do you have any idea why?
Actually, I don't know.
It's because industry doesn't show us this. You know, when you go to the supermarket and you buy meat or you buy some cheese or you buy a carton of eggs, the pictures on those products are always of cartoon animals or they're of animals kind of happy. They don't show us the truth behind those products, because if they did, the consumers would have a reaction like you just did. You said it's horrible and you don't like to look at it, and it makes us feel bad.
This is even cries.
Yeah, and that's a good reaction to have. Oh, that's a really good reaction, because it means that you're compassionate, you care, and we should be crying when we see injustice towards the most innocent beings on this planet, the animals. It's very painful. So thank you for having that reaction. My next question may be difficult for you, but my question is, do you eat animals?
I did, because my father is a fisher.
He's a fisher.
Yes, he's a fisher, yes. So, but not that kind of, of course not, no.
Yeah.
Really not, yes.
Yeah, oh, bless you. Oh, that's a good reaction to have, like I said. So, you know, you said do you eat meat?
I'm not, I never be a vegetarian or never, I won't.
Sorry, you wouldn't?
I won't be vegetarian.
You won't be vegetarian?
No, because,
Why not? What's the reason you're saying that?
I think it's as bad as all that is, because we are doing those. I'm not sure. Can we eat anything nowadays?
Well, okay, so let's address this.
My question is, what can we eat?
Well, we can eat plants. We can eat plants.
Right, okay.
I mean, you already eat plants.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you do. So it's quite an interesting reaction you've had. You have tears in your eyes, and yet you're saying that you still want to continue causing this pain and suffering to animals at the same time. Well, it's not about not liking it. It's about understanding, well, first of all, do you think your taste buds justify this violence?
Yeah, no, the violence is different, yes.
But how do we eat them if we're not violent towards them? We have to kill them, we have to slit their throat, we have to chop their head off. So you're crying about that violence, and yet you still want to continue it by eating those animals. See the hypocrisy?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of.
How is it kind of? How is it not 100% hypocrisy for you?
But my father is a fisher.
But you're not a fisher. You don't have to do what your father does.
Come on.
You have a choice.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a terrible.
But do you like the violence though?
Of course not.
Okay, so my question again: how do you eat the fish without being violent?
I think fishing is not violent when you're doing. No, we're talking not that.
Okay, but when your father fishes, he still has to slit their throat. He still has to chop their head off. So it's the same thing. That's what you're seeing here.
No.
No? How is it different? Tell me how your father kills the fish that you can eat.
We've done that for years, and we.
I know.
And we will continue with that.
It's a choice. You don't have to continue. You don't have to continue that violence.
I love this anyway.
But hold on. When you go out to a restaurant, you're not eating the fish that your father caught. You're eating this fish that comes from the industry.
No. I don't eat that kind of fish.
But you do. This is what supplies all the restaurants and all the supermarkets. The very process that you're crying about.
I'm eating only luxury food.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They all have their throats slit and their heads chopped off. It doesn't matter how much you pay for it. All of these animals suffer and they die in agonizing death.
So you're good in that, what they're doing. I really appreciate that you are very.
I'm just speaking for the animals the same way I would want someone to speak for my life.
Yeah, I understand
because look, the thing is, we share the same values. We're both saying the same thing. When I saw this, I cried too. And I said, you know what? What I'm seeing does not align with my values. My actions of eating animals doesn't align with my values. So I simply changed my actions to be in alignment with my values. I didn't stop eating animals because I didn't like how they tasted. They taste good. I stopped eating animals because I could no longer morally justify this violence. I knew I could eat so many other things that taste really good, that don't scream and bleed and go through pain and agony, and it doesn't make me cry when I cut up a tomato or when I boil potatoes, right?
Sure, yeah,
but it
sure,
does make
yeah,
us cry when we watch animals in
Yeah.
pain. So we have a choice.
We have a choice, of course. We have.
And by the way, you mentioned vegetarian. Vegetarian is a very cruel diet because
It's very cruel, actually.
it still includes dairy and eggs, which are actually worse than the meat industry. I didn't know that. I went vegetarian 10 years ago.
Yes.
I thought, oh, I don't want to kill animals anymore, so I won't eat meat. I didn't know the truth about dairy and eggs. When I learned that, I stopped eating those products too, so now I'm vegan. So there's a difference there that we have to be aware of. It's not just flesh production, it's dairy, it's eggs, it's all of the ways we exploit animals.
Sure.
Yeah. So, what would be stopping you from switching to a plant-based diet? A diet that doesn't make you cry and doesn't make your heart feel bad when you watch how the products are produced.
You have a good point. I really appreciate that you're doing this. I really appreciate that.
Thank you for appreciating it.
Yeah, of
what
course,
would be
yes.
stopping you from making that change?
I don't know.
Would you consider it?
I consider it, yes.
Because I tell you what, I grew up eating all animals. I love the taste. It was part of my culture, my family. We'd been doing it forever. And I used to say the same things that you did, that you do. I used to say the same things. I used to say, oh, if a meal doesn't have animal products, if it doesn't have meat, it's not for humans. Humans have to eat meat. I used to work in a butcher section.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay. Oh, right.
I used to package the meat and to put on the shelf. I used to do that.
How do you feel nowadays for that?
Look, back then I didn't know, so we can't blame ourselves or anyone else who doesn't know. The thing is, once we do know, once we've seen the truth, that's when we have to make a decision that affects not only our lives, but the lives of billions of animals that we share this planet with.
Yeah.
It affects the environment. The leading cause of environmental destruction is animal agriculture. So the consequences of what we choose to eat, what we put in our mouth 3 times a day, has very far-reaching consequences. You know.
So I really appreciate what they're doing, and you give me something to think
Thank you.
about.
Can I give you something else to think about?
What is
I have a
that?
card for you. This card here has some more information because I feel that because it brought you to tears, I feel like your heart is opening.
Yeah,
and it's a
sure,
good
okay.
time to let more information in.
Yeah.
So on this side we have some videos about more of the ethics, but also what it does
No
to...
more videos. No,
what
I've
it-
seen enough now. I'm seeing enough now.
If you can't watch it, then you have to ask yourself, why are you still contributing to it? You're paying for it and you're eating it. So if it's not good enough for your eyes, why is it good enough for your stomach?
What do you think if I go now to the beer? Is that okay?
Beer?
Beer?
Most beer is vegan, so some of it does have animal products, but there's more than just the ethics for you to learn about.
Alright.
This one here, for example, What the Health is on Netflix. It teaches us what animal products do to our bodies, to our health. 14 of the 15 leading causes of our death have been scientifically linked to eating animal products.
Correct.
A lot of people don't know that, so it's dangerous for us. Cowspiracy is about the environmental impact, very important considering the current situation we have with the climate emergency and climate change. Now, to help you transition,
All right. Yeah.
there are 2 websites you can try. This one here is in English. It's 22 days of full support where you transition for 22 days to a plant-based diet, and it's a fully supported program. You get a mentor, they'll help you through recipe ideas, answer all your questions, they'll guide you through for 22 days. The equivalent in Finland is 31 days. So you can choose. You can choose 22 or 31.
All right,
But it's the
okay.
same kind of program where you're getting a mentor and they're helping you through.
All right.
So you've got nothing to lose. And I tell you what, not only does your body feel better, but your heart and your conscience feels so much better because you no longer have to cry when you see this. You know that you're no longer paying for it, you're not causing it. And that to me is the biggest change. I mean, I've been vegan for 8 years.
I feel better.
I do feel better, but more than
Yes.
anything, more than the physical, my heart feels better, and that's what I'm trying to say here. I can't look at that anymore and think, oh, what am I doing with my life? I look at that and say, I've stopped paying for that. I've stopped causing that. Animals aren't being needlessly murdered in my name anymore. And now I'm helping educate other people. So it makes my heart feel
So you
so
help
much
me
better.
now.
I'm helping you, I'm helping the animals, I'm helping the planet, I'm trying to help everyone make a connection. That's all we can do, is educate ourselves and align our actions with
Thank
our
you.
ethics.
I take the vegan beer now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
there's
very
one
much.
more
Yes,
thing I want to
yes.
show you, actually, because it's almost dinner time. This one here, happycow.net. That's a website, but you can get the app on your phone. You download it, Happy Cow. That's a restaurant directory.
All right.
So you can type in Helsinki and it'll give you the vegan or vegan-friendly restaurants in this city. You can use that anywhere in the world. I've traveled the world for 8 years as a vegan and there's great food everywhere, and that website, that app helps me find places.
Hey, you're fine.
I'm still alive. I'm still standing.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.